Hey, Brian Dales here from Craft Conversation Studios, and guess what? I got another Brian Dales in the video with me.
Brian Dales.
Also Brian Dales as well. Brian Dales Sr., Brian Dales Jr., remote podcasting in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We just showed up to Phantom Canyon. It's going to be reversed, isn't it? Is that going to be reversed on the video?
No.
It's not? It's not going to be backwards?
I don't think so.
Phantom Canyon. And what are you drinking over there, Brian? You got some flights.
I have, we both have the Streamliner IPA.
Right.
And then on mine, a little different, I got the Crack Fox, which is a Belgian style brewed with flowers. Billy Boy, which is a Calamansi Saison. And then a Mutant Monkey Love Child, which is a Belgian inspired ale with ginger and coriander and some lime.
Right, great names. They got great names. They got some really funky stuff over here. Brian kind of got the funky flight. I got the standard IPA flight, so I'm going with the Streamliner India Pale Ale, which is this guy here. See the color of it. And then I've got the Two-Headed Dog Imperial Indian Pale Ale.
That looks good.
And Pump It Up, which is an American IPA, right there. And then I got the Shady Nasty, which is a Black Session IPA. It'll be tasty. So, we haven't tasted them yet. We're actually nothing yet. Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, it's a mic. I'm a podcaster, so we're doing like a podcast
Little
right
remote
now.
thing.
Yeah.
You come around.
Yeah, come around and get in if you want.
That's the most awesome little fuzzy
Thank
that
you.
you've
Yeah, it looks like a little pet, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Would you like to say your name?
Hi, I'm Erica.
Erica.
It's
You
Erica.
should come drink beer.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like we are.
So yeah, Erica's been very nice. She picked out some nice selections for us, and I think we're just going to sit back and we're going to taste these beers, and we're going to move on to the next spot. So we're not going to bore you with all the tasting, but I'm sure they're going to be delicious. Right? Peace. Talk to you soon. Brian Dales and Brian Dales here again from Craft Conversation Studios. We're at our next stop. We just left Phantom Canyon Brewing Company, and we walked, 26 miles or something over here?
Yeah, just down the street.
Yeah, we're up here in Colorado Springs. We got a race coming up on Saturday, Spartan Race, and it's going to be in the mid-70s on Saturday. Today it's the high is, how many things broke?
No, it's
55 degrees.
It's chilly. The wind is
a little chilly, the wind is
kicked
brisk. But we're going to hit hopefully 5 or 6 different breweries.
We got some recommendations from Phantom Canyon. They were very nice over there. We didn't take a video, but we did have a flight. They had some interesting beers, some really good classics. Some of the funkier ones kind of missed in terms of what they were trying to do, but for the most part, it was
the
great.
description was much more interesting
Than what the beer was.
Yeah, sure.
But it was a great brewery, and the atmosphere was good. We had a great server, Erica. She helped us with the menu. But now we're gonna taste some more beers from 5 or 6 different places. We're gonna get one flight because we had 2 flights at the last place. We figured that wasn't sustainable for the whole day, so we're gonna get one flight of some good stuff that the head brewer actually picked out for us.
The owner.
And the owner, yeah, both of them picked these out for us. So
We're at Fieldhouse Brewing Company.
Fieldhouse Brewing Company, Colorado Springs.
Right, very small little quaint little place. Been around for 4 years.
4 years, yeah. All right.
So let's get started.
Jump in. Sticky Paws was the first one they recommended. That's going to be a brewed with local honey. I believe it's a farmhouse. No, a wheat. So it's a honey wheat brewed with local honey from Colorado Springs. There you go, Sticky Paws. It's a lot of honey.
I can smell it right off the bat.
Lots of honey. I think they had a number up there. Basically, it's locally farmed, and they use a lot, and you can tell from first sip.
Big time. I mean, it's right up there on the nose. Not overly sweet though, but you can definitely taste the honey.
Right.
But it's not as sweet as I would expect it to be. Especially with the way you reacted to it when you first drank it. I was expecting a lot sweeter beverage, but
No, not sweet at all. It's good.
it's
actually.
It's not real heavy on the wheat either.
No.
Usually a wheat beer, you really get that heaviness, and it's kind of. I don't drink a lot of wheat beers because they're just too heavy. They sit too much in the stomach. That's very light and refreshing.
Yeah. But yeah, I was expecting a little sweeter. I was expecting to be kind of abrasively sweet just from the description. It says it uses a lot of honey, but it's nice.
No,
It's
it's
really
great.
good.
So we're gonna put that one up. We're gonna move on to the next one. The next one is
Same thing.
double version, right?
Right, it's an imperial sticky paws. It's their special tap that they have on right now. So just an imperial version of what we just had, the sticky paws. So we'll see how it differs.
Imperial, we mean Imperial. It's a 10.7% alcohol in this bad boy. So
It's big, it's big.
we're just gonna roll through these.
And it's similar flavor, but definitely a little more boozy. You can tell that it's higher alcohol percentage.
All right, same smell. Same smell. And
But in terms of flavor and body, it's got a little more acid to it, a little lighter, but
oh, for sure, more boozy.
super boozy.
Way more boozy.
Which is kind of nice. It almost
No, I don't
tastes-
mind it at all. I drink a lot of barrel aged stuff anyway, so it's almost like it was aged in a barrel. Right? It was. But, wow.
It's pretty good. I actually probably prefer the imperial version
Absolutely.
to the regular version.
100%.
So that's very nice. It's good.
So far, so good.
So, yeah.
They're both very tasty.
Yeah, I mean, that's only one beer, an imperial version of the regular, but so far they've done a good job.
Now, this next one, we just got a story from Travis. Was that his name?
Yeah, Travis, he's the
Owner and brewer. So he gave us a good description of this next one. We actually got it written.
Yeah. So they do a pilgrimage of pints in Colorado every year. Basically, pilgrimage of pints is for St. Arnold, who's from Belgium. So what they try to do is make a beer that St. Arnold may have brewed because apparently he's famous for brewing beer. So they tried to brew a Belgium that had spices that were local to the region in Belgium where this St. Arnold came from. And the spices that they used, peppercorns, coriander, cardamom, and lemon zest. So time-stamped spices, and it's a Belgium of Arnold. So traditional wit beer.
I'm going to take this one first.
Yep. Should have some good spice on it. A little bit of lemon.
You can smell the peppers right up front, the lemon zest for sure. It's nice. It's very nice. Every single one of those flavors that we just mentioned, or ingredients, are in that beer. Very light, refreshing. What's the ABV on this beer?
See it up there. It's pretty light. I think it's like 6.7 around
It
there.
tastes like. I mean, after that, 10.7 for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, definitely higher than that.
It's
But
very clean, refreshing. That's a good yard work beer. Maybe after a golf
summer.
outing,
Oh yeah, golf on the
spring,
green.
summer. Very refreshing. I like that one.
Super good, and all the spices come through. Sometimes they're a little lost, or you have them on the back end, not the front end, but
St. Arnold, proud.
all the way through. All right, and then this last one we have here is a Triceratops. So it's a traditional kettle sour. It's got 7 C hops, which is apparently 7 of the C hops.
Right. So Centennial, Citra, blah, blah, blah. 7, whatever the 7 C's are. 7 C's are dry hopped in it. And then also they brew lemon drops. And they said it is smack your face. What do you say? Smack your face, smack you in the face.
Yeah. It says it'll kick back your teeth. That's what it says. So, we're not averse to sours. I really like sours, so I'm excited we get this one. They said that a lot of people have backed away from it because it is so sour, but I like that stuff. So,
Put it in your mouth.
not the first time I've heard it.
No? I'm sure it's not.
I see what they're saying, but it's not. To someone who drinks sours,
Yeah, we drink lots.
it's not abrasively sour. It's nice, it's traditional. You can definitely taste the lemon drop on the back end, but
I mean, it's definitely up there.
yeah, but I wouldn't say kick your teeth sour.
No, it's not the most sour thing I've ever had, but it's up there with some of the higher puckery sour. I like to say puckery, I like that word.
Pucker's pretty good.
It's good. It's tasty.
So, Sticky Paws was really good. A lot of honey, but not too sweet. And the Honey Badger, which is the imperial version of the Sticky Paws, was excellent. Yeah, better than that. A little bit more boozy, but you still get all the flavors that come through. St. Cloud Wit had, the description was spot on, had every spice that it mentioned come through, the whole thing. Light body, super easy drinking. And then this last one, the sour. Pretty sour, not to your teeth, but super traditional. A lot of lemon on the back end.
Yeah, and the more that it's sitting in my mouth, I definitely get the lemon drops. It's like I just take a lemon.
Exactly. So very good in terms of just what they were going for all these beers. Pretty good. And nice feel to the place. So
yeah, we're going to sit back and enjoy these, and we'll move on and catch up with you later.
Yep. All right. So we just got done at Field House. Now we are at Brass Brewing Company, which has been open for 6 whole weeks. So
6 weeks, man, brand new, fresh.
Super new. So they actually hooked us up. Heard we were from the podcast. So we have a full 12 beers, all of their beers in
Every
flight
single
samples.
thing that they offer.
Yep, they gave it to us. All of it, so we have everything here. We're going to taste all of it. We might not get through all of it just because we have a couple more breweries to hit, and this is a lot of beer. But
at least 2 more.
right, so we're gonna taste a lot of them each. Go through how we feel about them. We got some descriptions right here of what we got going on, and then we'll head to the next place. But Brass is actually a play on the 13 generals in the military and the military itself, also law enforcement.
Right, the 5-star generals.
Right, 5-star generals.
13 or 12?
13. And so
13.
uh,
I'm not a history major.
this is the owner said he was in the military, also part of the police force. Army, and he's also a military historian. So that's his history and why he built this place.
And wife is Marine Corps?
Yep, Marine Corps, went to West Point.
West Point? No, that's West Point's Army.
Oh, well, she went to some kind of prestigious.
We're probably messing all this up. We don't.
But
we're not very educational on this.
the point is,
Sometimes
it's Brass. It's Brass Brewing Company. They gave us 12 beers, so we're gonna try them out.
Absolutely.
See how it's going. 6 weeks old. All right. So we're gonna start with
We're gonna start over here.
Okay, yeah, with the Popo Session Pale Ale.
All right, Popo Session Pale Ale.
So Citra Centennial hopped and nice
Session Pale Ale.
Yep. And a nice deep Simcoe
Simcoe.
aroma.
Yeah, so they must have put some Simcoe in there late. What do we think?
It's nice. Very light.
Yeah, we're just gonna have
Pale
to
ale
roll.
can be-
Just
Not
have
as
to roll through.
yeah,
these.
we have to roll through them. We might not get through all of them, but pale ale, nice and light, pretty classic.
It's exactly what it says.
Yeah.
It's sessionable, so it's very easy drinking, smooth. You can definitely get the Citra right off the top. And even the Centennial, I think, is up there in the beginning. Very nice.
Yeah, easy drinking.
A nice, easy bitterness too. It's not too bitter.
Yeah.
But it is pale ale. It's not Indian pale ale.
Right. All right. Good first one. Then we got Hot Chow American IPA, crisp malt bill, dry hop with Amarillo and Citra, and it's got some floral and citrus aromas and flavors.
How much walking have we done today?
We've done a lot of walking.
We've done a lot of walking.
Maybe it's
And we've got a race in 2 days, and we're walking mile after mile after
It's
mile.
super cold.
But it was
outside, too.
$16 to park the car, so I'm like, I don't. We could have parked for 3 hours for $9, or we could do all day for $16. So we went with the $16. Now the car is right there. I'm not moving it and paying for parking again because you got to pay for parking everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do some banter. People like banter.
Listen, I'm new.
We're not talking all about the beer.
I mean, we have 12 beers.
We have 12
So I
beers.
don't know if we should banter. We should just go through the
So this is an IPA with crisp malt bill. Did you already say all this?
Yeah, I did already say that, and it tastes, again, pretty much accurate to the description.
Floral, citrus.
Definitely floral, a little bit of citrus, but I like it. Again, easy drinking.
Hey, that's my line.
What?
That's my tagline. I like it.
Oh.
I say it all the time. We're making a shirt of it.
I am
But
a
I
mini
guess-
version of you, so.
Yeah, so I guess you like things as well. But yeah, we didn't want
Both
to drive
like
the
it.
car all, and of course we're going around drinking beer, so it's the smart thing to park in one place and walk around to all these breweries, and luckily they're all within a couple miles of each other.
Yeah.
So
Now you're done with the parking situation. Did you like that beer?
I did. I actually think the pale ale that we started with, the Popo, I like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a little more bitterness, a little more crisp,
Right.
a little more flavor going on. But the hot chow is good.
No,
Not
hot
saying
chow's
it's
definitely
bad,
good. But
But it's a little smooth, a little I don't know. I don't have my words today.
yeah, he's a little dehydrated from the altitude.
Dehydrated.
Yeah.
Jet lag
And
and
we're drinking
dehydrated.
beer.
Altitude.
It's a bad combination. He's trying his best.
Yeah.
This next one, we're getting into some more funky ones. We got a chamomile Belgian wit.
Sounds very good. This is which one? Do
Soothing.
we have a name for this one?
It says just chamomile Belgian wit. I don't know. There were a couple that she said weren't on the tap list.
Right, they haven't even been released yet. That she
So,
gave us, so
these might be them actually.
this might be one of them.
So chamomile Belgian wit.
Yeah, actually,
We
those,
definitely-
those two on the end are that. So the chamomile,
Yeah.
Belgian wit, and the lemon lavender American pale is what we're trying next. So both of those haven't even been released.
And really heavy on the chamomile, and surprisingly very delicious.
Okay, let's taste it.
Super light, as a wit is. Super heavy on the chamomile. It almost tastes like at Fieldhouse the sticky paw, the honey. The chamomile only it's super strong. It almost transfers over to a honey type flavor.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But I mean, is that honey in there?
I don't know if it's honey, but I can taste the chamomile up front, but then as it goes, it turns progressively to.
And see, I don't get a whole lot of chamomile myself. I get more of a honey flavor. I don't know if
Well,
it's
I
got
think
honey in
those-
it at all, but
I think those flavors may transfer.
okay.
I don't know.
I
It's
like it.
delicious regardless of whether it has honey in it or whether it's straight chamomile.
I don't think it would be for everybody.
No.
A lot of people don't like all those flavors. Like we had one at Oak Road Brewery recently, the Flower Town Lager that had chamomile and lavender in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was very tasty, but it wasn't for everybody.
Right, a lot of people
Some
don't
people
like
don't like
those.
flowers in their beer.
Right. And sometimes it can be a little much. Sometimes I don't like it a lot either. But that one's definitely very good.
Very tasty. It's got a little tartness to it too at the end.
Yeah.
A little finish of tart.
And then this one, on the nose, lemon and lavender are very prominent. It's pretty upfront.
Right. Good taste.
And then super lemony. Super lemony. A little bit of lavender at the end, but mostly lemon.
Yep. Big time lemon.
Yeah.
It's not like a lemon drop like we had at the last place.
No, not like the sour, but
Yeah. It's
it's
just like a regular, just classic lemon
yeah.
zest.
Yeah, and sometimes people can go overboard with the pale ales when they add lemon, and it kind of tastes like pledge. It can taste like cleaning supplies almost.
Good point.
But this one is actually pretty good, pretty subtle and light, but it's still very forward.
And I think that depends on what they're using to get their lemon flavor. I mean, sometimes there's some extracts and some adjuncts that you can put in there and not actually use fresh lemon. So I'm not sure exactly what they use. We can ask them later. Maybe add that into the show notes or something, or
Yeah.
put a little something in there. But
I'm sure it does, but super light and delicious.
very nice. It's almost like a lemonade beer.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest with you.
Just not sweet, because there are some lemonade type beers that are super sweet, and this one's not really sweet either. It's just super prominent with the flavors, but
Yeah.
not staunch like a cleaning supply that some of the lemon beers have. Now we'll go to this guy right here, the lighter one.
Okay.
5 Jump Chump Hoppy Blonde.
5 Dump Chump. Here we go.
Yep.
Light and refreshing lager with a clean finish. So
So, lagers. Not my favorite usually, I will say, lagers.
yeah.
I usually go for
One of those easy drinking like summer beers, like we
Right.
talked about after a round of golf or something. And none of these are heavy. I mean, these are all everything is under 7% ABV, so all pretty light beers, which is good because we had some 10.7 at the last brewery. So
It's
these-
heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. If we had any in this pile, it'd probably be disastrous for the next
Hoppy Blonde.
couple hours.
What do you think?
Again, lagers aren't really my favorite, but it's good for what it is, I feel like. It's a good lager.
Yeah. And it's
It's got a good mouthfeel too for a lager.
I mean, it's a good name, Hoppy Blonde. It's definitely got a hoppy flavor to it for a lager.
And it's smooth, which sometimes I feel like lagers can be a little on the crisp side. And I like that that's a little smoother.
Okay.
But
I get that more with Pilsners than I do lagers. Lagers,
Right.
for me, tend to be a little smoother than a Pilsner. Pilsner's a little bitter, hoppy as well, but
and again, maybe I'm getting
that's a good play
confused-
on it. I like it.
confused between those two. Because usually I just don't like. If it's a lighter beer, I want something like the chamomile or the lemon lavender that's kind of unique.
Yeah.
I don't really like the. It is easy drinking, but I'd rather have something interesting in my mouth. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're not interested in that.
It's good beer though. It's good
All
beer.
right. You don't like smooth stuff in your mouth.
Yes, rough. The rougher the better. Overwatch Blonde Stout. A blonde stout.
Okay. I've had a mocha blonde stout from Legal Remedy. It's
I don't know.
super fantastic.
I don't know that I've had a blonde stout.
All right, we'll put it in your mouth.
It smells like blonde.
All right. So we got a little more walking to do. We're going to 2 more breweries, we said. We're going to a place called Local Relic, and then
Green Stain.
Goat-
No, goats.
Goat Patch.
Goat Patch.
Goat Patch.
Goat Patch.
Really
been
cool name.
recommended. Been recommended by everybody. Local Relic was recommended by the last 2
Right.
as well.
Everybody
so-
we've talked to has said Goat Patch.
Yeah, and actually Brass was just kind of an afterthought of the last brewery, so we're glad that we stopped by because so far the beers are holding up.
Ooh, that's very good. And this is very reminiscent of Legal Remedies, one that I'm talking about, the Mocha Blonde Stout.
Mhm.
They
And I
actually-
like it. It's very, it's got a nice malt flavor, and
Well, I mean, it's got that mocha. It's the
Yeah.
coffee. I like it. I like coffee in my beer.
and I feel like it has a little. You can taste some classic distinguishing characteristics of a stout on the end, but at first taste, it's more of a blonde, and the aroma is a blonde for sure.
Right.
The nose is blonde.
This one was Overwatch Blonde Stout.
Overwatch,
Here we
yeah.
go. So, an oxymoron, delicious deception. All the coffee and chocolate notes in a traditional stout and a lighter, brighter ale.
Which is again, they're
Perfect description.
Yeah, their descriptions are pretty spot on. They
Yeah.
don't try to do anything erroneous. It's all pretty exact, and that's what you get. And it's honestly, I mean, I like the interesting ones that we had before, but that one, as far as a beer, I'd probably drink that.
It's
A
probably
whole
my favorite
that.
so far on the list. They've all been
Yeah.
great. They've all had their certain nuances and characteristics, but that one is definitely a style that I would drink. I would come and get a pint of that for sure.
Yeah,
In a
it's
heartbeat.
delicious, and it's only 6%, so you can feel safe
Yeah.
drinking that beer, which I always like.
You know, we've got IBUs and all these things too, but I haven't even been talking about that, but and we don't need to.
No, fuck ideas.
I was
No one
trying-
cares.
Yeah, but
No one cares.
I was trying to figure out what the chow, the hot chow, has 45 IBUs, and the popo has 34. So it was deceiving me because I thought the session pale
Oh, you
ale
thought
had
the
more
session
bitterness.
pale ale
than
had
the,
more bitter-
yeah,
You thought this one
right,
was more bitter than this one,
right. But,
but
in
in
reality,
reality, no, they're not.
yeah.
That's what you're talking.
But it could just be a balance thing too.
Right.
The maltiness of that hot chow kind of balanced out the higher ABV or higher IBU.
So
I think we drank too much beer.
there's a lot of beer today. Yes. So O Dark 30. You want to tell me what this is about, Dan?
Oh, Dark 30. It's a full-bodied stout with notes of coffee and chocolate. Again,
Very straight.
should go very great after the last one you said.
And that's what it is.
All right.
Pretty straightforward traditional stout.
Are we drinking tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't think we're drinking tomorrow.
If we are, we need to plan better.
Well, we've been on our feet all day. We've been walking all day. We've been drinking beer all day.
And we've been
We have
having
we have a
water.
9-mile race with 20-something freaking obstacles on Saturday.
It's gonna be easy.
Probably be a yeah. It'd probably be a good idea to stay off of our feet
True.
and not drink.
No, you gotta warm up. We're tapering.
Yeah.
Also,
This is good. I think
No.
I prefer
so far the
Blonde stout.
the blonde's still my favorite. The blonde stout's still my favorite. But
this is good.
you know what I was gonna say is, he's from sea level. I'm from higher elevation in Colorado Springs, so obviously he's having a hard time. But we're kind of equal because, you know, he's a bigger dude. I'm a smaller dude. I'm a very smaller dude. So even though I'm more
I mean, it
taller,
used to be almost, well, no, I was going to say it used to be almost half my weight, but that's a lie. I've never been that heavy.
you may have looked that heavy at some points,
Yeah,
but
probably. Yeah.
you probably not that heavy. All right, this one is
so loud?
Staff Duty Porter. You got to project, dude. You have
All
that
right.
little tiny mic. Come on.
Okay. Which one are we on?
Staff Duty
Staff Duty.
Porter.
Dark yet chocolatey with a caramel finish, blended with the woody and earthly characteristics. It's a hard word to say.
Of
Fuggle hops.
Fuggle hops.
You don't see Fuggles too much.
Do you know about Fuggle hops?
I don't. I've seen them in a lot of beers, but you don't see them very often. I couldn't tell you the description of a Fuggle hop.
That definitely tastes
I'm not a snob.
fuggly beer.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I'm just saying it because it has Fuggle hops. But
Excuse me.
it says it has a woody, earthy characteristics, and that's pretty much what I get.
Right.
You can tell a little bit of the caramel, but the woody is definitely a great description of what this porter is, which is a lot of porters. You get that kind of earthy characteristic. And
It's almost like a smoky beer, actually. It's got a nice smoke flavor to it.
right, and I guess that's what I got from like a woody characteristic is like a smoked wood type of
Right.
flavor.
Roasty, smoky.
Yeah. So again,
I like that.
the blonde is still our favorite. I'm pretty sure.
I like
it's
smoked
good.
beers.
It's good.
That's
Definitely.
in a close second right now.
For you?
For me, Staff Duty's in a close second too.
I don't know. I'd say we agree on the first. I wouldn't say that's my second though. I really like the Campanile Belgian, honestly.
All right. Well,
But we'll keep going through. But that's good for what I mean.
we don't have to agree. I mean, that's the great thing about craft beer.
No.
Is there's a beer out there for everybody.
Listen, fuck you, I'm right. Okay. So now we have Battle Buddy Brown. Battle Buddy
That's starting there. So you go for the top. I mean, you go from there if you want.
That's where we've been going from.
All right. No, we were here down last time.
But then we went
And then
here
we
up.
went there.
Oh, so I guess we do have to start here to go down. If we're doing like a Z.
We don't
Wanna
have
do
to.
a Z
We don't have to
pattern?
have any kind of order.
We'll do a
whatsoever.
Z pattern.
All right.
Rounds complete. Says on. So farmhouse style, old world malts, substantial, refreshing, thirst quencher for the workers. This is for blue collar. Wow, a lot of banana and clove, which I was not expecting.
Really?
I mean, because I get a lot of that from like Dunkelweisens.
Right.
dark
Hefeweizens
wheats.
usually are banana and clove.
But do you taste that too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's super, super banana.
I mean, yeah. I'm wondering. Yeah, it almost tastes like a wheat beer.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, is there a wheat on here? Maybe it's in the wrong order or something? No.
no. I mean, it has yeah, I don't know. It tastes like super banana
Yeah.
and clove.
Tastes like a wheat beer.
So it tastes like a wheat.
Not that that's bad, but it just
No,
for the style for a saison, it's just.
I mean, that's delicious. And you know, as a novice beer drinker, farmhouse and wheat were my go-tos, and so I think that's probably one of my second favorites.
Okay.
But yeah, it's billed as a farmhouse, and it tastes like a wheat, and like a really good wheat, very strong in the characteristics that usually define a wheat.
And it tastes a little boozy. I mean, it's only 5% alcohol, but it tastes much bigger than that. It tastes like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, yeah, and
Do you get that? I mean, do you get that little booziness, heaviness, alcohol hit?
not horribly, but yeah, a little bit. Like you know, the last one we tried the Imperial Stinky Paws.
Right.
I mean, that was like
That was a wheat. Yeah,
straight boozy.
Yeah, it was
You
like
can-
it was out of a barrel.
Yeah, you can taste the alcohol. But this one, you can taste it at the end. I see what you're saying, but the banana and clove are fantastic for me. That's what I like in a beer. So that's probably my second.
That'll be yours.
Yeah, fuck that one. This one's good.
All right.
All right, so Lost Lieutenant Blonde. Refreshingly light blonde with citrus flavors and a crisp, dry finish, featuring Centennial and Cascade hops. So it seems pretty straightforward as far as the blonde goes.
You know, and I feel like, you know, the last one that we did at Fieldhouse, we were talking about the 7C hops, and I feel like we're covering a lot of these. Cascade,
Cascade,
Centennial, Citra.
Centennial.
I don't know if there's any more on here. There's a lot of beer. That's why we're here.
We asked for a flight, and she said she was just going to give us 12.
Yeah, she said, I'll just give you everything we got. I said,
Shit.
okay. We weren't going to argue.
We told her we weren't going to finish all of it because we got another 2 breweries, but, you know, maybe we'll finish our favorites. How about that? We'll keep it.
I don't know. We're going to put a big dent in.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll stumble out of here.
Because my headache is gone now. Yeah.
Great.
So this is the blonde ale.
Yep. And
And a lot of people are going to get mad at us because they say, "Oh, you drank those way out of order, and you shouldn't have drank this before that. And you're going to wreck your palate with this and that." We don't give a crap about that. We're drinking them the way we want to drink them, just in order.
And just know that we do know the order. We just don't care.
Yeah.
So.
Now, with that said, if we would have had like a pepper beer on here or maybe a sour, so you don't want to drink those up front. You'll wreck your palate. Ruin all the flavors of everything else. But these are just kind of your standard beers. It's no big deal. It's no big deal, guys.
Don't freak out.
Because there are some beer snobs out there that are going to yell at us. Just like some shows we don't pour stuff in the right glass, whatever. I don't know. But,
we just like beer.
That's probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. It is a blonde, just like it says, but maybe I just proved my own point that after drinking all this other stuff, that
you don't like that.
Doesn't taste very well.
So
it tastes very bland. So
maybe we fucked up.
Maybe you should have put that one first.
Maybe this is a wash. We should.
But it's very.
We got too much.
Very neutral, very bland.
Bland.
Yeah.
That should be the name.
It's a blonde.
But again, not that it's a bad beer. It's just not our favorite on the list of beers.
Right.
It's a good blonde, but not our favorite.
And I think these shows are getting progressively better. We started off very shaky with the first one. It was kind of boring. The second one got a little more interesting. Sound was maybe a little dead because it was so loud in the brewery. This one we're kind of getting a little fun with.
It was very loud. And sorry if you couldn't hear it, but hopefully you stick through and you're seeing the next part.
Right. So what we got next?
Red Bag Amber, nice malt backbone with a caramel finish. Again, very just descriptive of an amber.
Yeah.
So see how it tastes. Yeah,
but I like it because a lot of breweries, they get all, and sometimes it's good to tell a story and have this big descriptive thing going on
and give context.
Some people that fits.
And you value the beer a little more because there's context to it. Like the one before with the whatever event they were doing for Fieldhouse. They're also doing it here with Saint something.
St. Paul, St. Patrick.
Some saint. But the context made the beer a little more enjoyable because they made it for a special event.
But these guys, they're just putting it out there, just plain, simple words, very descriptive, exactly as the beer tastes.
And that's exactly what it tastes like. Malty with a caramel finish.
Right.
Which
is the malts. I mean, it's caramel malts.
Right.
I mean, that's why it's
caramel finish. That's every amber. I homebrewed for the second time in my life, and I'm not as good as this. Of course, this is refined, but I made something similar, and it was an amber, and that's the characteristics that you get
a perfect
from an amber. And again, I think that's we'll do a final critique at the end, but let's do this last one.
Do it now. I mean, everything has been true to style.
Yes.
Exactly as described.
And I think that's where
it's perfect. I mean, I think 6 weeks in, they're off to a great start.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing crazy, which is fine. Some breweries have their niche of doing crazy small batches, and they just throw them out there to see what everyone thinks, and they're very creative when they do that. And then you have some breweries that hit the mark on traditional styles, they hit the mark on creative things, and they're just not very good in general. This brewery is, they have two interesting ones over there, but for the most part, everything's just really well done. There's not anything super crazy or out there, but it's super well done, and everything that we've tried has been true to style, with a little more. I think it's super refined.
There's a tiny twist on each one of them, I think. Yeah. But for somebody coming right out of the box 6 weeks in, a lot of people maybe have 4, 5 beers that they're doing, standard stuff, an IPA, an amber, a stout, a porter. These guys got 12 beers already, and they're all
really good,
pretty fantastic.
And so a lot of people name their flagship before they're even open or as they open. 6 weeks in, you probably have a flagship that everyone kind of likes, but really everything could be their go-to. I mean, they could take any of these beers and add a certain adjunct or put it in a barrel or put it in a cask and or on nitro, and it would still be good. It would change they have great bases that
they could spin off and do a bunch of different things.
Yeah, and they're all good. You won't find a beer on here. Well, we haven't tried the brown yet, but you won't find a beer on here that's not good for the style that it is. If you like that style,
I think so.
You're gonna like that.
I'd highly recommend this brewery.
Okay.
And the names are cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
they all have to do with
it all has to do with
brass.
the military.
Yeah, the military. So true to form. Okay.
So what we got here? We got the Battle Buddy Brown.
Battle Buddy Brown. You want
It's a great name.
to tell me about that?
It is created in the style of an English brown. The malt forward brown ale is low in hops, slightly nutty and chocolatey, making for easy drinking. Perfect for kicking back and enjoying just as it is.
Okay. Nutty and chocolatey is a brown.
6%
That's-
ABV, 15
that's the description.
IBUs, very low bitterness.
Describing a brown.
And I love the name, Battle Buddy Brown. That's a great name. It
And-
flows off the tongue.
Just like every good brown that I've had, the nut is forward, as it is. You know, you always want to have your nut forward. And
Okay.
always go
We'll go with-
forward with a nut.
Yeah.
And then chocolatey on the end. So, again, exactly describing a brown.
Right. One of my favorite nut browns that I've had. It's been a while, so it might not even be my favorite anymore. But it used to be the Rogue Hazelnut Brown. First time I had it was in Vegas with my brother. Actually, I was visiting after I'd done a race in New Mexico, White Sands, New Mexico, and I went afterwards to go visit him. And this tastes very similar to it.
Great. Again, context.
It's a little more roasty, but very similar.
Nice.
It's very good.
Very nut forward.
All right,
That's it for
that's
12.
all 12 beers. I think Brass Brewing Company is doing a fantastic job so far. The
Especially for
place
6
is-
weeks in. 6 weeks in. I mean,
6 weeks in, the place is very nice. It's very clean. They got a lot of cool military-style photos on the wall. They do great deals for the military and local responders. They do a lot of good stuff, giving back to the community. I think 1% of their sales goes to, I can't see it from here, but 1% of all their sales goes to, I think, first responders or the military,
first
something like that,
responders.
some kind of charity events. So they're giving back to the community and people that are protecting our country and protecting our streets. What was he saying? If you bring in a picture of yourself, a photo,
right. If you bring in a picture of a military family member or something they can put on the wall, free beer. If you have a patch from the military,
Not
free
patches.
beer. I'm sure they do a similar thing if you have a medal or some kind of coin that you were awarded
Right.
in service.
But what they really wanted to make sure people knew is that it's not just a place for military members. It's not like the VFW. It's not
Right.
a membership type thing. They recognize that the military and the first responders are doing great things.
And they want it to be open to everyone.
Yeah.
So, and they have a lot of discounts for military law enforcement, teachers even, which right now Arizona is going through some protests, Red for Ed. So, great job, Colorado.
Dude, we're not a political podcast.
Listen, I gotta support. We're wearing shirts from the states. We gotta support
I know.
politics in the state,
All right.
and also first responders. So, great place, great beer. That's true to style and really well done. You got a couple cool ones here, which I really like the chamomile and lemon lavender.
We know, we've heard.
Listen, I really like those beers, and this one is fucking solid.
It's good.
And then I think we both agree the Overwatch Blonde Stout was our favorite.
Let's wrap this bitch up, man. What
Listen.
are you doing? You've gotten very chatty.
I'm podcasting.
You've gotten very chatty.
I don't know, you started this, but I'm taking it over.
All right, well.
Anyway,
So,
We're gonna
if you're in Colorado Springs, make sure you hit Brass
Yeah.
Brewing Company.
Brass Brewing.
Without a doubt, one to put on your list, top 5 breweries to go to.
yep. And we're gonna try and make a dent in these, and we'll see you at the next brewery.
Yeah, I have to go to the bathroom.
Cool.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. We have just come from the Brass. They recommended that we go to Local Relic, which is where we are now. It's in a beautiful, big church, which is super cool. And unlike the last one we went to, which we had some really, really good traditional beers, everything was true to style. This one, we have some funky variations, a lot of different experimentation going on. So we're super excited to try a few of these
Reminds me
beers.
a lot of Fonta Flora out of Morganton, North Carolina. They do a lot of this same type of funky stuff. So, we got some saisons, we got some dry hop lagers, we got some Brett beers.
A pecan coffee style.
My Box, alt beers, just some weird stuff.
Yeah, and
not your traditional just IPA, stout, porter,
Right.
amber, whatever.
Which was good at the last place, but this is good to have some variety. They also have a St. Arnold's Braggot, which we had at one of the St. Arnold beers at Fieldhouse that they did for the festival. So they are also doing a beer for the festival. So we'll get to try what they have for that. A couple things I also want to mention. They do a food incubator. So, hi.
Hi.
Speaking of,
Yeah, this is for me.
Feijoada.
All right.
Feijoada.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
It looks delicious.
Awesome. So,
We're gonna eat some food here too, but we're not gonna do that
Yes.
while we're talking.
we just
so.
had 12 beers, so yeah. But they are a food incubator, so they take small spaces that want to have restaurants, and they let them kind of gain some momentum through their space for a lower capital and a lower risk. And then eventually they'll have a food truck or a restaurant, brick and mortar restaurant of their own. So they have 2 restaurants here right now. We've tried something from both Sao Paulo Springs and IC. So we'll see how that goes, but that's kind of a cool concept for a brewery to get invested in.
Right. And he got all this info while I don't know what I was doing. What was I doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know either, but
He's probably just
he
not
got all
listening.
this info. I just wasn't listening. I
He's
was
still
looking at
dehydrated.
the menu trying to order food.
Dehydrated. We've been drinking water all day. He's been in and out of the bathrooms.
Come on, man.
Then we have
These are
Sliders.
beef cheek sliders.
Perfect.
A little spicy slaw in there. It's a jalapeno, or it's a beet aioli. It's a little onion crisps.
awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's very good.
Perfect. So we got something from both
Yeah,
places.
we got
We got
food,
beer
guys.
from the brewery. We won't go into the food because that's not what we're doing, but very
Food doesn't
interesting.
go very well on a podcast. I don't think either smacking,
Yeah, probably not.
chewing, and seeing stuff in your mouth. So we're going to try and roll through these
Yes.
fairly quickly because our food's going to get cold. So I didn't expect the food to come out this quickly.
Me either.
So we're going to start with the sarsaparilla saison.
Perfect.
And Brian's going to read the description.
Mixed culture saison brewed with sarsaparilla root, which is a common thing in sarsaparilla drink, kind of like root beer. So let's try it out. We'll go.
Do it. I'll do it. Very cute little glasses too. I like these.
So cute. So cute.
Okay.
This place is awesome.
Ooh,
You think?
that's very good. Very different.
And you can't really smell the sarsaparilla. You can smell the saison on the nose, but
Yeah, and I can't really discern what any of those flavors are, to be honest with you. It's got kind of a molasses type flavor in there.
sarsaparilla.
Is that the sarsaparilla?
I think it's sarsaparilla.
Is that
Because I think that's like the sarsaparilla root is kind of
similar to
molasses-y.
maple
Yeah.
molasses? I like it. Perfect carbonation. I mean, it's a perfect balance of all those flavors. A little sweetness,
Yeah.
maybe a tad bit of pepper,
Yeah, a little bit of pepper.
which is the saison's usually kind
Right.
of peppery.
And it's not as, what I was thinking was a sarsaparilla root beer was how I would think that this would be come off. And it doesn't. It's super subtle. And it definitely tastes like a saison more so than like a really adventurous sarsaparilla beer. But you can definitely taste aspects of the sarsaparilla, like you said, pepper. But it's just nice. It's just clean and a lot of good carbonation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Brett Plum.
Brett Plum. This
Brett
is one I'm looking forward to. I love plum in my beers. I love dark fruits. I love tart cherries. I love plums, raspberries, blackberries, all those, especially in sour beers. This is a Brett, so hopefully it's going to have a little bit of tartness to it as well.
Yeah. Pale ale brewed with fresh plums and fermented on Brettanomyces. Brettanomyces?
Yeah, I don't know.
Brettanomyces. That's what it is.
We'll just go with Brett.
Yeah. That is very good.
Definitely plum on the nose.
Very good.
I've said in numerous podcasts that I don't have a very good nose for flavors, but
That's
if you tell me what it is, then I can usually smell it. Yeah.
that's the trick with selling wine too. You just tell people what they want, and they'll usually pick it out. Same
Right.
thing here. And that's plum. Super plum.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
Not too tart, not too sweet. I mean, it's a perfect in the middle balance. The plum is there. The color is even sweet. I mean, it's kind of a cloudy, hazy color. You know, what you would expect with a plum, maybe a little bit darker, but the inside of a plum, you know, looks kind of just like this, color-wise.
And the pale ale is perfect platform, I feel like, for this fruit.
I could drink this all day.
It's amazing. And it's not just like some
And it's 8.4%.
Yeah.
You can't even taste the alcohol. I
Some
mean, I would almost say this is like
pale ales.
A soda.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
I mean, in some pale ales, you can really taste that they included an adjunct. You know what I mean? Like that they put a plum syrup or something like that into a pale ale, and you can pick it out, and it's kind of off. This perfectly blended. It just tastes like a plum Brett.
That is one of the best beers I've had in a while.
It's pretty good. Pretty
That
good.
is
And for the alcohol content, if you're one of those people like my wife who likes a high alcohol percentage but can't taste it, this is the perfect.
That's the one.
That's the
Like I
perfect.
said, it tastes like a soda.
It's
tastes like
super
it
light.
does not have
And,
8.4% alcohol.
So you get fucked up pretty fast. Fucked up pretty fast.
Right.
All right, moving on to this. This is the St. Arnold Braggot, which is a part of the festival that they're doing here.
Right.
The last one we tried was with traditional Belgian spices that you would find in the era of St. Arnold,
Right.
which
Peppercorn,
was
coriander.
right cardamom.
Or cardamom, not coriander.
No, I think coriander was in there too.
Coriander was in there too.
But
Zest.
it was very accurate to the description. It was a very good beer. Not my favorite, but it was accurate to what they were trying to do. So now we're going to try St. Arnold's Braggot, which is their variation. And that's going to be a beer and mead hybrid brewed with Colorado honey for the Feast of St. Arnold. And I love mead.
Yeah,
we have
people don't know a mead is a honey fermented wine.
Honeyed
Yeah.
wine. And
Instead of using grapes
Right.
or rice like sake does.
And in Prescott, which I'm from Arizona, Flagstaff, an hour and a half away in Prescott, there's a meadery called Superstition. Fantastic mead. It's one of
we
my
had some
favorite
great ones
places
up in
to go.
Alaska when we were stationed up
yeah.
there too. And there's a great
In Alaska,
meadery
too.
in South Carolina now too.
Which I didn't know about. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I love mead and I love beer, so this should probably be pretty good.
Well, I thought we tasted some at the Savannah Bee Company. Or was it the Savannah Bee Company
yeah,
downtown?
but
We
that was
tasted
kind of
some
corporate,
meads.
wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'm against
We're not talking about
corporations,
mead, it's beer.
but this is a mead and beer, so we are kind of talking about it.
It's a hybrid.
And it's exactly what it tastes like.
Everything we've had today has been pretty much exactly
It's-
what it says it is.
I
Nobody's
mean,
lying out here
no.
in Colorado Springs.
No, and it has the honey flavor similar to the sticky paws that we had at Fieldhouse, but it has a lot more booze. So it's actually pretty similar to Imperial sticky paws over at Fieldhouse, but it has a very pungent characteristic of mead. So a little bit more honey, I would say, a little bit more fermented honey than the sticky paws Imperial, but it has that booziness, and you can definitely taste the honey. It's very cool.
I'm not sure this is my favorite beer. I'm not sure this is a style of beer that I would really gravitate towards. It's definitely different. It's funky.
But it's good.
Yeah, it's got some funk to it.
As far as and we were talking about context, context as far as St. Arnold and the festival they're doing, this is a great beer. And I
this
think it's
is-
brewed very well.
Yeah, and this is 9.7%. This one, you can taste the alcohol for sure.
You can, and again, it's not too like a cask or a barrel aged. You can really taste the booziness. It almost tastes like you just mix beer with liquor. But this, you can taste the booziness, but it's not.
Right, it's not like
very
a shot.
saturated.
Yeah, it's not a shot of
overly-
liquor in your mouth
Right.
or anything.
So still, if you did the Brett Plum in this, you'd be gone for the night. I think you just have two, pretty much.
Yeah,
'cause
I
those
might
are
be
pretty
getting a
heavy.
full glass with my meal of the Brett
Yeah,
Plum.
the Brett Plum is
It's
fantastic.
going to go well with this Brazilian dish that I have over here.
Yes. So we decided to get an IPA because we both like IPAs. So we have the Nance IPA, which is an American style IPA brewed with Nance. I don't know what Nance is. Do you?
Maybe, is that the name of the person that brewed it? Nance?
Maybe.
I don't know what Nance is.
Nance Fruit? No, I don't think it's the name of the person.
Oh, it says Nance Fruit.
Yeah, it says
oh,
Nance
so
Fruit.
Nance. We'd have to look
Maybe
that
Nance
up,
is a
but
fruit.
I don't have my
know.
laptop today, so I'm not
I don't
looking up
judge.
stuff.
don't
Normally
judge.
I'm the guy that's looking up all the facts, trying to get stuff together, but I don't have a laptop. I have it in my car, though. It rained on us on the way over here. It started to drizzle a little bit, so...
We got wet.
Yeah, we're hoping that the rain's going to stay away so we can walk back to the car.
It tastes like Nance. I don't know what that is. It's good. It's refreshing.
It smells like
light.
orange.
Well, I'm assuming it's a citrus. of
maybe
some sort.
Nance, maybe a type of orange, maybe?
Maybe. I don't really know what it is.
Or maybe tangerine more than an orange, actually.
Let me look up Nance. I have my phone. Let's just go ahead and look up Nance real quick.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd say tangerine.
I mean, it definitely has a citrus component. I don't know what Nance fruit is, but
Yeah.
let's see.
Well, hurry up so we can move on to this section because I want this food, man. And I feel bad that we're letting it sit here and get cold.
It's a small ball-shaped berry,
Okay?
and it looks like a citrus berry.
We've talked a lot about balls and nuts today.
Damn right. Damn right. This is part of our culture, you know. Everything's balls and nuts
Right.
nowadays. Misogyny. You know what I mean? Let's end the cycle.
Have you,
All
have
right.
you figured out what it is yet?
The,
All right, I'm going to move
taste-
on while you look that
The
up.
taste is not comparable to any other fruit. So if you don't know what Nance tastes like, you don't know what this beer tastes like.
I think it tastes like tangerine. I'm
you
just
can,
going to lay
you
that
can
out.
guess, but you probably don't know. It's Nance fruit.
We're moving on to the pecan coffee stout. I'm from the South. People say pecan. I say pecan. Pecan coffee stout.
Stop the
Ale brewed
division.
with pecans and coffee. Pretty simple. I think we know exactly what this is going to taste like.
Hopefully. Let's taste this shit.
Perfect. Perfect description. Smells exactly like it. Tastes exactly like it. This one is 8.4%. So yeah, when we were at Brass, everything was below 7%. They've got some heavy hitters over here.
Yeah, and that is a pecan stout.
Yeah.
Pecan
You said
stout.
pecan?
Pecan stout? I said pecan because he said pecan.
You
I
said
usually say pecan.
Pecan, whatever.
Pecan's
Doesn't matter.
easier, it's less pretentious.
All right, guys, we're going to talk to you later because we've
We're gonna
got
eat
some
this
food that
Make
is
sure
getting cold.
this local relic, even if you don't like what they got going on with the beer, the space is super cool. It's in an
Super
old
cool.
church.
An old church.
And they have some food incubation, which is super awesome. So come support them if you're ever in Colorado. The owner is Jeff Zierfoss, and they have a website, Local Relic. So
Very
try
cool.
them out.
It's a good spot.
It's awesome.
Talk to you soon, guys. All right. Yeah, we're recording. So we have kind of backtracked. We didn't get a chance to record last night at the last brewery we went to. It was too crowded. They had everything closed in. Too much noise. No place to even sit and get a good video shot. So right now we're getting a good video shot with the sun shining right into my face where I'm squinting and probably shiny. But we're sitting at a coffee shop here right across the parking lot from Goat Patch Brewing Company. The coffee shop we're at is Building 3 Coffee Bar. So we're drinking a cold brew right now.
Craft culture.
Craft cold brew, so it's craft. We wanted to touch base on what we saw over at Goat Patch last night. So probably the most favorite brewery that we went to out of all yesterday. We wish we could have got a video on the inside, but
It's really busy.
right now it's super busy as well too. So there's not a whole lot of space to record. So we came across the street, found some tables where we could set up the video. So here we are. So Goat Patch, we found out last night was the name was derived from the owner has a goatee
It's 3 feet long.
3 feet long.
3 feet long goatee.
Yeah. So they named it Goat Patch because goats have that little patch of hair right there that's kind of like a goatee. So people call it a Goat Patch, and this guy has an extremely long goat patch. So it's a fantastic name. The logo's great. You're going to see the logo. We're going to post it with the video. Took a picture of it last night, the mural on the inside. The other cool thing about this is all this stuff that we're mentioning right now, the coffee shop, there's a barber shop over here, there's a brewery.
It's all in a school.
It's all in an old schoolhouse. It looks like an old, elementary school that I went to. So it's just kind of an L-shaped building, brick. All the hallways are still intact. All the tiles and the wood, the brick cinder blocks all throughout. All the
Shops and stuff.
shops and stuff are actually inside old classrooms that they've repurposed. The bathrooms are all still there. They still have all the paraphernalia on the wall as far as who the principal was from this year to that year, some of the faculty pictures, and they're still kind of maintaining that to this day because the school closed in 2013. And I know we're kind of getting off on a tangent, but that's where this brewery is. It's in this old schoolhouse, which makes it kind of unique. But it closed in 2013, and they're still maintaining pictures of faculty 2016 and 17, but they're the owners of all the businesses that are now within the school So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beers we drank last night, you want to go through those?
We had a red ale, a hop punch ale, double IPA, hazy IPA, and a black chai saison. And I'll start off by saying the hop punch and the hazy IPA are basically the same IPA.
The hot punch had a little bit of tartness to it, right? I mean, it was almost kind of like, I think it was the same base of beer,
Yeah.
but they did, I don't know, the hazy and that tasted pretty similar, and they were both
much
very,
the same.
very good. I love the hazy IPA. These, in my opinion, I don't think they were as good as the stuff that we're doing in South Carolina at the moment with the New England style craze.
Fighting words.
No, it was good, but some beers are better. Some places do better stuff. We're on the East Coast. These guys are way out towards the West Coast. That craze started in New England, so I've had some beers recently, we've talked about it on some of the podcasts, from New England that beat ours. So everybody's doing it a little better than the other person. So the New England, you would expect them to do it better.
I guess.
But it was good. It's very tasty. They actually give you 6-ounce pours in a flight instead of where most places give you 4-ounce pours.
There's a lot of beer.
That was good and bad because it was our last brewery of the night, and we were
It was
quite
hard.
a few flights already. So it was tough to kind of muscle through,
Be
and
honest,
we didn't.
We probably got through half of each pour.
If that.
It was rough. It was rough.
Had a red ale. The red was just a classic red ale. One of the unique ones that we had was the black chai saison.
Which was good. It definitely had some good spice to it, as a chai should. But again, it wasn't, for what it was super good, but it wasn't my favorite of the day by any means. But it was a good beer, for sure.
What was your favorite of the day, Brian? If we're wrapping all this up and tying a big bow around it.
My favorite of the day was probably, well, I don't know, because the Brett Plum at,
Ooh, I forgot about the plum. I thought you were going to say the blonde stout.
well, I love the Blonde Stout. I think it probably is Blonde Stout in terms of just a good beer. But
Yeah.
the Brett Plum was pretty awesome. And I like the Imperial Sticky Paws. If I had to choose one, though, as far as approachability and just quality, it'd be the Blonde Stout. But
Right. Imperial Sticky Paws was at Fieldhouse.
no, yes,
Yes. The plum was a local relic, and the blonde stout we're talking about was at Brass Brewing Company. I would probably have to go with the Brett Plum.
Yeah, you did love that Brett Plum.
That was probably my favorite so far.
You love a good plum.
I love a good plum. I mean, that was probably my fruit of choice growing up. It was a plum and a grapefruit.
Yeah.
But all right,
Well,
tied a bow around it. We're gonna drink this coffee, and then we're actually gonna go have a beer at.
maybe. I might just stick with this coffee.
All right, I will be going over to
Can have a
Goat
beer.
Patch to get a beer.
I got a race. I'm taking it very seriously.
I have a race too. Same day, tomorrow. 10:30 a.m. start time. It's going to be perfect weather. It was very cold yesterday. It's very pleasant today.
Hot
So-
almost. The table's hot.
A little bit. I'm glad that cloud came over actually.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.